Trump just keeps on winning. He's chalking up the wins like the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. It's, and I don't really follow much basketball, but I can't stand any New York team, so I'm going for the Pacers to beat the stupid Knicks, and then the Thunder to just stomp everybody else. Anyway, and of course, Edmonton Oilers are playing for it again in the Stanley Cup Championship. That should be another good one. It's a rematch. I'm looking forward to watching that. Anyway, so Trump just keeps bagging them up, W after W after W. So I was reading his article, and I think it was the European Council for Foreign Relations. I'm almost positive that's what it was. And anytime you hear the Council for Foreign Relations, run for your money, because it doesn't get much more scumbaggery than the CFR. That's the United States version, Council for Foreign Relations, which is the number one chief of evil in this world, basically much worse than the World Economic Forum and whatnot. But then if the European version is just as bad as the United States, which I imagine it probably is, it sucks. So anyway, so I was surprised to read this article, though, for the European. It's a very long article, too. I give the authors credit. I was like, damn, this is detailed, and I can't find it in my search history. It's like, But they talk about the Chinese, how the European automakers were relying so heavily on China. And then China is turning the switch, and now China is starting to import, or Chinese are exporting to Europe, importing to Europe all the Chinese new energy vehicles, NEVs and whatnot. And so what happened was in 2024, the EU slapped a tariff on the Chinese imports of vehicles, of the new energy vehicles. I just chuckled because they were getting decimated. They're in Eastern Europe and Germany and whatnot. Because basically what's going on is Eastern Europe was doing the brunt of the work for Germany, all right? And as such, Eastern Europe's like, hey, we're doing the brunt because of cheap labor. The whole thing we always hear. And then what happened was the Chinese says, hey, we'll ship our product to Eastern Europe, and then you can just put it together finally, basically just hardly even manufacturing, but just essentially putting a kit together to ship our vehicles from Eastern Europe to Germany. And as such, we're starting to dominate the industry for new energy vehicles. And then the EU said, no, we can't have that. So they put a tariff. How great is that? Because because China started to dominate the auto industry in Europe. And Germany, shocking. Eastern Europe, they need auto industry. In fact, I think I was reading someplace like auto industry in Europe is like a huge part of their overall economy. Huge. And I just laughed my tail off because so when Trump puts a tariff on, it's bad, but when Europe does it, no one talks about it. Anyway, so in the same sentence, the same time I'm reading this, I find out VW is saying, hey, we're going to expand into the United States. VW says, no, we want to keep exporting our vehicles to the United States because we have we're basically fighting a two-front war. China's coming up our rear, starting to take us over. I'm not sure we can beat them. So we got to increase our domestic manufacturing of auto vehicles, and the only way to do that is to export more to the United States. But we can't do that if there's massive tariffs on in the United States. As such, guess what? We're going to open up more plants in the U.S. Now, how's that help the domestic manufacturing? Because, it's not just putting the vehicles together. You got to build the parts and all that stuff. So they might still rely on Poland. They might still rely on Estonia and whatnot, Eastern Europe. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself. This is the whole thing with the tariffs. This is why the globalists, the economists, all these idiots, they don't care about national sovereignty. They just care about the globe because they think everyone's just going to be peachy keen if we just get along. Can we just get along? Rodney King, can we just get along? No, you can't. You can't get along because there's always a scumbag trying to kick you in the knees, dude. Always. This is the way the world works. This idea of trading companies don't go to war. Democracies don't go to war. It's so freaking stupid, dude. It's so stupid. Anyway, so the point being is at the end of the day, you got to take care of number one, and number one is you, America. Germany's got to take care of number one. All right, now they can rely on the EU to do it. The EU is saying we got to take care of number one by slapping tariffs on China. Okay, welcome to the club. They actually did that in 2024 before Trump was elected. Well, he was elected in 2020. We all know that. But, oh, boy, now I got a bicyclist behind me. Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm not waiting for him because it'll take forever. And that guy was kind of heavy set, too. Oh, boy. But he's in his spandex. Oh, boy. There's a song by a band called MOD, Method of Destruction, I think. Spandex Enormity. Oh, dude, it's such a good song. Such a good song. Don't talk to me. Talk to Nick. Talk to Nick. Why does it always gotta be me? Oh my goodness, it's Billy Milano and Amadeus. It's such a good band. Spandex Enormity. If you want a good song, look that up. It's funny. It takes a little bit to get into in terms of, but it's good. Anyway, so Trump keeps chalking them up. VW saying, we need you, America. We need you. Please open up your borders. We need you. As Trump says, yeah, you can come. We can sell your cars to Americans. You're just going to pay more because of import tariffs. Or you can build your cars here. Trumpster. But Josh, don't you know the judges? We'll deal with the judges the way Biden and Obama did. We'll say, screw you guys. You guys don't control things. No one elected you. So it's just, it is the way it is going to be. And things will get done and things won't get done. Everything's, it's never going to work exactly what you want. But at the end of the day, we want this to be a better economy for Americans, not for the world elite. We want sovereignty, and the way you do sovereignty is you recognize who our enemies are. You say, we're going to slap tariffs on you people because we want to build a better America for Americans. Stunning. All right, God bless.